Hey guys, this is BRowe. This is the intro to my YouTube channel. The content that I intend on putting on YouTube is mainly will it start, repair videos of different vehicles. I'm here in my own shop here at the house. I'm a part-time mechanic. I have a public job at a Champion Pet Foods here in Auburn, Kentucky, and on the side I do brakes, and I do what I can do in my spare time to help people out. Try to do it as cheap as I can and give them a break, and they keep me busy. It's pretty busy as I want to be. So on the second part of that content that I'm going to put on this YouTube channel is I've always enjoyed watching will it start videos like a Bruce Wilson, or there's a gentleman, I can't think of his name, I'll give him a shout out in another video. He's in Canada, and he goes out on frozen lakes and winches up dozers that's been underwater for years and years and years, and plops them on the ground, drains the water out of them, starts them. I've been watching that guy. Joey Barnes is his name, and King of Obsolete is his website. You got to go check him out. Go all the way back as far as you can go and read and study and look at his pictures. If you're not following him, you're not following anybody. That guy's cool. But anyway, I've always enjoyed the Will It Start videos. Vice Grip Garage. Hey, that dude his sparkulators are on point. I like his mannerism. I like his own vocabulary, and I have my own vocabulary, so I'll say something you've never heard and y'all all laugh and we'll have a good time. So I'll give you a walkthrough of my shop later. Right now I need to go to my Uncle Joe. His name's Joe Clark. He's 72 years old, and he ran his own business, for his own heating and air business, for years, and he went to a public job and did heating and air at a school system in his later years, and then retired. And he's always farmed, and he's always had cattle, and he is a collector of some very interesting things. So I'll be spending a lot of time over there. At least I've got a deal with him. I'm gonna go over there for 4 to 5 hours every week, and we're gonna work on this B61 Mac. It's been in his garage. It's set for 30 years. And then he brought it, put it in his garage, and it set another 10 years. So, 30, 40 years it has not run. And he only has the promise from the guy he bought it from that it ran. So, you'll see in the new videos that I've already taken, actually, sorry guys, got jumped the gun on it. You'll see that we get it started, it starts running, and the steps that we had to kind of go. Some of the video, I'm learning videos, so bear with me. We had a fan going, it's a little loud, and I just realized, hey, if I'm videoing, there's a lot of things that YouTubers learn as you go, so I'm learning it. And so here we go. I'm gonna hop in the truck, and we're gonna head over to Uncle Joe's, and I'll fast forward you through that as best as I can, but you'll see the pretty countryside as we go. And we'll head that away, and then I'm going to give you a walkthrough of what we're working on and where we're going to be headed. So if you're watching this video and you see another project, comment below and say, hey, I want to see that D7 cable dozer start, and this, that, and other, and maybe we'll slide off that project over to there, get it started, go through all the steps. Y'all get to see that. Comment. That's the whole point. Like to build my channel up, so if you like it, share it, say, hey, check this guy out, give me a shout out, I'll give you a shout out. Thank you. And we're going to head that away.
All right, guys, here we go. We're going to hop in All I Can Afford Ford, $500 Ford. Love it. Best truck I've ever messed with for $500 anyway. And we're gonna hop in the truck, and we're gonna run over here about 4 or 5 miles to my Uncle Joe's, and you get to see what all projects are coming up, and get to know maybe possibly if Uncle Joe's there, we'll see what he's got going on.
back here to this this silo, and we'll get y'all some good content. Okay, guys, we made it out here. I made it out here to Uncle Joe's, and give y'all a little snippet of what we're going to be. This channel's going to be about. We'll be getting that started. We got to move it. That's just a will it start video. But yeah, we're gonna. I'll show you the project that we are been already kind of started on, and we'll be working on. You'll have several episodes. The truck is a B61 Mac, and we are in the process of making sure it runs, and then we're going to drive it, and then we're going to disassemble it. So feast your eyes on the workplace. Ta-da! Uncle Joe is a closet. No, he don't care. He don't care. Nobody tells anybody. He's a hoarder. So, you know, we have a lot of shop tools, a lot of stuff, but he loves these old tractors, and he loves these Macs, and he likes Alice, and he's got some internationals, quite a few internationals, but this right here, of course, I forgot to film an intro, so what you need to do, what we're trying to do here is get this old girl running, and she's a B61 Mac, and I don't think we've even really fretted over what year it was. We didn't really care. It's just he wants to make an old work truck out of it, and just put a vintage trailer behind it, and then start loading some of these tractors on it and hauling them tractor show, and you know, that kind of stuff. So we'll start off with the videos on this channel. Is basically going to be a lot of this, be some repair videos, because I have a small shop. I have that shop there at the house, and I do a lot of brake jobs and stuff like that on, you know, all kinds of vehicles. So the old cab, the cab itself is in pretty good shape. You know, it needs a little repair here and there. Somebody used their Michigan license plate in 1979 to cover that little hole. And yeah, they got some holes down there, but that's just rubber boots. And yeah, it's gonna need a lot of paint and a little bit of love, and you know, that kind of stuff. Door closed good. I got a little wicker bill right there, you know, got a little dent. We'll suck that out with a toilet plunger or something. And we'll get the dentless, the sandless or dustless blaster guy out here. We're actually in the process of trying to find him, because we saw videos or saw ads on Craigslist or Marketplace or something for him, and the ads have disappeared. So we was wanting to talk to him. We got to find somebody that does that, so that we can, the whole object of this is right now, if you can see, is we've got, and you'll see in future videos, us putting this on. We tried to pump up with the manual pump right here. This is a manual pump, and get you in there. And if you ever lose prime on your injector pump, or you run out of fuel, you put no fuel in it, and then you pull this up, and you just sit there and pump and pump and pump until it gets hard, and you know you're pushing. You can actually, on this truck, hear it gurgling in the fuel tank, like it's pumping through the bypass. This pump will actually bring fuel up to the top of the head, and then through this fitting, it'll go to the injectors, or it'll go down this line as a return to the tank. Yeah, in the future videos, you'll see us, the first startup. It hadn't started, it's set in its place for many years, and then he bought it, and then once he bought it, he brought it here, it set a few years, then he built this building, and he pulled it in here and pulled the fenders off. So yeah, it's probably 40 years, and it's really exciting. To me, it was really exciting to hear the thing run. Right now, we're having pickup. This is the pickup pump, and it pulls the fuel up here and makes it ready for the injectors. And it is really, really weak, but we don't want to pull that pump off, because you read the book on it, that's an odd pump. They didn't use very many of them. They're hard to find. There's a few out there, but they used a different style. It's an inline that's easier to time. But if we pull that off, it's a whole timing procedure. He doesn't want to do it. I don't want to do it. We don't want to do it until we know that the motor's good, transmission's good, rear end's good. We know we're going to have to do brakes. So we're trying to make this pump work so that we can, clean all that out and drive it out that door. Because right now, this door back here, as you can tell, has no top rail. He found that, I don't know, he's packed it in here from some Army surplus guy. He said, hey, I'm gonna use that door. But then he realized he didn't have the rails, and he can't find the rails to add to it. So here recently, he's called a door company. They're gonna put a brand new door up. When it comes in, we have to have this truck out the door or out the door, it doesn't matter, so the guy can get in here with his little lift and put a new door up. Once we do that, it'll be easier to work in the summertime, because right now it's starting to get warm here in Kentucky, and the smoke from that stack right there is, we can run it about 5-10 minutes and we have to leave. It's bad. We did figure out that we could take the nails out on the top, flop that down, and air, turn the fan on, blow the smoke out up there, and it wasn't too bad. So, but yeah, you'll see how we ended up with this stuff. But yeah, this just a basic rundown of what my channel's about. Our first project. Uncle Joe will be giving more content throughout the video. I personally really enjoy getting him to explain to me. He'll look at a blueprint of that right there, and then he'll sit and explain to me how that works. And you guys will get to learn from what his experience is, or how he interprets something. So maybe you guys will pick up something and then say, no, Joe, you're wrong. Comment and say, that's not really so. And we can all learn together. So we have run it. You'll get to see that in the few videos. We don't have any water in it. We ran it a real good while. And every time that it ran, seems like the pump is starting to work. When we first started it, the throttle on it was non-responsive at all. I mean, you could do that right there and it would just sit there and idle. Now it seems that as it's running, it's trying to push the throttle back. As you notice, you guys see that little thing right? It's supposed to have a spring on it. Well, it don't. So, and it's got this wire, and we're surmising that this pump right here was so weak that you had to pull start it and get it running and get that much throttle to have enough speed for this pump to put out just enough fuel for it to actually run. So they were kind of, that's kind of like an idle screw. They just took some baling wire. You know, people did what they had to do back in the day to make things work. So, yeah, that's a PSJ American Bosch. They did come out with there's this chunk on the front. They call it a timing something. Joe will tell you all about that in a future video. If you're ever looking for the motor serial number, it's right there. It's kind of shined up. You could see a little bit of that. We'll get into that later. And there's also, right down here, is another, it's a B61 SX. There's the serial number for the truck. Maybe one of you guys can tell us what year model this truck is. He's just wanting to make a, you know, down and dirty hauler, cool little hauler for all these tractors. He got a Wheatland over there. I forget what it is. It's a 660 Wheatland. He's got that D21. That's a nice tractor, but he has the fuel tanks leaking on the very bottom. Needs to be repaired, and he's had all the top took off, seat took off. He's gonna repair the bottom. And then he's got these little Alice's right here. I'm not a fan of the Alice, but he really likes them. He tells me a story about plowing and how the governors were, and he's got this story about the governors on a D17, and it hung open and about flipped the tractor on, and you know, the good old time stories you get from your uncle that you just sit around and listen. It's a wonderful thing. You guys, well, I mean, he's stuff like this little power unit right here. It's a Continental with a international grill on it. And there's a lot of things throughout these videos you're gonna find out he's gonna wanna sell. Also throughout my content, you're gonna see that this is off one of my old trucks. I had a wrecker truck, a gym pole truck, and I end up selling him, and an REO Gold Comet. And but a lot of my videos are going to be I'll be visiting a lot of people. I love to go to junkyards, so we may do some junkyard videos. I've got some that are we call them top secret. We don't we try to kind of hoard it up to ourselves. We don't tell a whole lot of people. They're back in the woods. One in particular I want to take you to and show you all the vintage vehicles, and you know, they're wrecked, and most of them are no good. That's the 606 right there. Good little old tractor. And well, I'll step back out here and show you a couple of other little items, and we'll be headed to our next video. And as soon as I can figure out how to post to YouTube, you guys are a lot of you guys are posting stuff, and I've watched a lot of people do stuff, and I never really tried to do it myself. So that's his new dozer, his new toy. I might even post a picture of it stuck in the pond that he didn't want nobody to see, but I might do it just for the fun of it. But yeah, he got over kind of a little bit close to a pond and got it up on its side, and I guess the fuel wouldn't pick up for fuel, so he had to get a big rotator wrecker out here. Chris Shoemake, big shout out to Chris, because he came out here real quick and he put 2 cables on it and pulled it plumb up the hill. So, but yeah, there's a lot of little parts and pieces out here, and I'll be doing videos at the house, and so y'all stay tuned and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Subscribe is better, and share my videos if you like it. You know somebody that would be interested, hit share. Share it on your Facebook, share it on your Instagram. I don't do Twitter. That's a bunch of idiots on there, but in my opinion. So, all right, guys, here we go with a YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.